It's a case that haunted Northeast Ohio for more than 2 decades. March 1993, a shocking discovery in Thompson Township. A baby boy found dead in the middle of a gravel road. A massive investigation into who he was and what happened to him turned up no answers.
So I'm standing here on Sidley Road, where on March 25th, 1993, a body of a newborn baby was found right here in the wood line. It had been discarded in a trash bag and unfortunately drug out into the road by animals. So this would spark outrage in the community, and it would start an investigation that wouldn't be solved for over 2 decades. These vlogs are always very difficult to film. Especially with the life of a child that was lost, a body that was found on this road right where I'm standing. It's just a horribly sad story, but I feel like it's important to bring you to the locations and really explain in detail, what happened, so this story doesn't go forgotten. The community has done an amazing job to, honor this child's life, and I'm going to bring you to the location where he's buried. But it's been in the news recently, and it's something that I wanted to cover for you guys. If you're on this journey with me, welcome to another episode of Oddity Acres.
With the truth coming to light through the use of online genealogy databases, strong enough to identify a mother, but not to explain her actions. For those 2 deaths, she has been charged with murder and aggravated murder, arrested today in Cleveland. She will be arraigned here in Geauga County on Monday.
The community named the baby Geauga's child. Years passed and the case went cold until Detective Don Seaman decided to resubmit the baby's DNA.
The Geauga County Medical Examiner's Office had kept tooth buds, DNA from those tooth buds from the baby, and that DNA was suitable for comparison.
I'll tell you what, I did not expect this rain. I had to kind of retreat in the car. It rained a little bit while I was out on the road, but by the time I got to the cemetery a little bit ago, it was fine, and then all of a sudden the rain just kicked back in. So I had to kind of retreat to my car here to kind of finish the story and let you know what happened. So this case was absolutely heartbreaking to the community, obviously, and to authorities as well. They tirelessly worked to find leads and suspects, try to link this child to, a parent or obviously the mother, and they searched for a very, very long time with no resolution. When it was finally confirmed, the sheriff's department said that they used familial DNA off of a voluntary ancestry site to link her family member to the DNA of the child, and then ultimately link her to it. And that's absolutely insane. Obviously we've heard of, people using these websites to find out their, their history and their ancestors, but to have it solve a crime, is something that I haven't heard of, but very, very, very insane.
Colleen Fitzpatrick is president and founder of Identifinders International.
We get DNA from the crime lab, the law enforcement agency. We send it to the lab. The lab creates a data set or a profile uploaded to the database, and we look for matches. And then we do our Sudoku puzzle.
In fact, detectives say that this is possibly the 51st case that they used ancestral websites and DNA, voluntary DNA websites to solve crimes like this. And it's very similar to the way that they solved the Golden State Killer crime, which is a whole nother topic to get into. But yeah, just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I made it just in time. It is coming down. Now, this all culminated in about 2018, and it led authorities to one woman, Gail Eastwood-Ritchey. And she had been married at the time that the authorities contacted her. She had adult children. She had gone on with her life completely.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. This is Geauga County Sheriff's Office. We just want to see if we can talk to you for a couple of minutes.
No, yeah.
Okay. You have any idea what we want to talk to you about? Because I kind of think you might.
Well, my parents said that you were at their house.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think that's about?
It was about a baby.
Yeah. What about?
A baby that was left.
Now, at the time of her arrest in 2019, she had told detectives that she had also disposed of another body somewhere between 1990 and 1991 in a field in Geauga County, which is just a neighboring county.
Investigators claim that Ritchey, a mother from Euclid, confessed. They say she told them she left the child in a trash bag in a wooded area and also dumped another 2 years prior. That child in Cuyahoga County. Deputies say the babies had the same dad, a man who went on to father 3 more children who the couple raised together.
So I mean, this has happened before. She was telling them that, you know, she had such a strict father and that she was afraid of what he would say or what he would do if she came home with a child. You know, obviously none of the detectives had any sympathy for the story. I mean, this is, you know, to not only do that once but to do it twice is you have to be a monster. I mean, you have to be a monster to do it anyway. But, you know, I mean, what, beyond words. And eventually on April 4th, 2022, she was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 15 years. And she was charged with murder. Now, at the trial, the details came out, and it was absolutely, I mean, worse than you could ever imagine. Apparently, she had the child at her employer's house where she worked as a nanny, and put the child in a garbage bag and then into the trunk of her car, where the child sat for days until she had picked up a group of girls from her church where she was a youth leader, and drove them to a weekend retreat. At that point, she snuck off and discarded the child in the woods, right off of Sidley Road, nearby where the retreat was happening. The fact that this all kind of came to a close with her marrying the newborn's father and having 3 other children who are adults now, I mean, that's it, and her thinking that this was just in the past and that she had gotten away with this. I can't believe that, you know, emotions and things like that don't eat away at you. And I mean, that those demons would destroy me. You know, just having that held up inside of you. It's just, I don't know how some people walk this earth. It's disgusting. And that leads us to right here. So we were at Maple Grove Cemetery here in Thompson, Ohio, right off of Leroy Thompson Road. And this is the final resting place, the permanent resting place of Geauga's child. Beautiful headstone. And you can see here that people are coming to visit and leaving toys and things like that. It's just absolutely beautiful. Now, this was such a blow to the entire community that they came together and paid not only for the funeral, but for this beautiful headstone and for the burial, just to give this child the respect and the resting place that it deserves. And gosh, it's just such a sad thing to sit here and think about the story and what happened. But it's also beautiful to see all the stuff that people are coming and leaving here and, you know, paying respects. And it's just, it's beautiful in a sad moment, you know. So it says Geauga's child, 1993. Geauga's child lies here now in safety, loved by many, just too late. Just too late to save his life, too late to make things right, but not too late to teach us all to love and cherish life. Yeah, it's beautiful. So here it says, known only as Geauga's child, the newborn baby boy's tiny body was found on Sidley Road, March 25th, 1993. The good people of Geauga and surrounding counties opened their hearts, donating funds and services for a proper burial and final resting place for this precious child. It says we are all hoping for an end to the suffering of children and asking God to protect all the little ones. Beautiful. And you see all the little trinkets and toys that they left. It's amazing to see how a community comes together. So I had a little something that I wanted to leave. I found these colorful beads in my car. I don't really know where they're from, but I thought it might be something that this little one would enjoy. I know the little ones love all the colors and so that's for you, bud. The rain is coming in today in the cemetery. A lot of old stones in here too, absolutely beautiful. So it's just so heartbreaking. I mean, coming from the location where this happened to here and seeing this beautiful memorial, I mean, it makes you feel better. But I mean, covering these types of topics are never easy, and it always breaks your heart. But for the same reason that the community came together and made this beautiful memorial and headstone, you know, to remember this child, is the same reason why I cover these topics, you know, to remember and to not forget. I mean, you hope that things like this never happen in the world, but unfortunately they do. And, you know, fortunately now justice was served. And I don't think when this headstone was put in that justice was served. So if anything, it's a good update to what happened and to kind of put a cap at the end of the story. But as I said, it's also really important to remember and, you know, and pay respects to this child. If you live in the area, I can leave a little link to, you know, where he's located in the cemetery. If you use Find a Grave, it'll show you. It's right literally in the front left corner of the cemetery. Rest easy, little one.